I got the moves. I got the moves. I'm making moves. You gotta move. You gotta make the city move. Like, whoa. I make the city move. I got the move.
The Boston Celtics are off to a fantastic start to 2019, winning 7 of their first 8 games. This has come as somewhat of a surprise, as many did not expect them to flourish this early, but they have and are now shaping up to be title contenders this season, potentially even coming out of the East once it's all said and done. But how good are they really? Could they actually take out the Bucks and 76ers? Are they the real deal? I'll be going over that in today's video, as well as analysing the Boston Celtics in general. If you're new here and enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe for more NBA content. But with that being said, let's talk about the Boston Celtics.
Lucas.
The Boston Celtics have had a great start to the season, as they currently sit atop the Eastern Conference with a record of 7-1 and have won these 7 games all in a row, as they dropped their first game to Philly but have picked up the pace since then. So how have they gotten into this situation? What players are dominating for the Celtics that's allowed them to be in this position? The first player is Kemba Walker. Kemba struggled to start the season. None of his shots were falling, it seemed. However, he's dominated as of recent, upping his averages to 24.5 points per game, 4.5 assists, and is shooting well now, 40% from the field, 41% from 3, and over 90% from the free throw line. Kemba has been a perfect replacement for Kyrie Irving so far, and is getting the Celtics crucial wins to begin this season. His impact has been above necessary and has been great so far for Boston. Jayson Tatum is the next player who's been doing bits for Boston. After a struggling sophomore season, Tatum has finally taken off to that next level, at least he has so far this season. He's averaging 21 points, 7.6 rebounds and 2 assists on good efficiency, around 43% from the field and 44% from 3. He's also stepped up in crunch time a couple times this season, including that clutch fadeaway jumper to sink the Knicks. Tatum is starting to look like that star player he once looked like in his rookie season, and the overrated chants are starting to fade away now, which is good to see. I believe he can continue this level of play and still be extremely impactful for the Celtics throughout the rest of the season. Another guy who's been very impactful for the Celtics so far is Jaylen Brown. In the couple games I've watched of Boston, Brown has been by far the biggest standout player to me. His stats may not exactly reflect that, as he's only averaging around 18 points a game, but he's had some brilliant games. Just recently, he dropped 30 points on the Spurs. His star potential is clearly shining through more brightly, and his impact on the Celtics is being felt more heavily, I reckon, this season. The final guy I want to pay respects to today is Gordon Hayward. I know he got injured, I'll talk about that in a second, but what Hayward did for the Celtics up until his injury was phenomenal. 20 points per game on great efficiency, 7 rebounds, good defense, a leader on the court, all of the above. Gordon Hayward was finally looking like the all-star he was just a couple years ago, which was so good to see, and that's what makes the injury even more devastating. Not only will it affect the Celtics negatively, it's just saddening to see a potential comeback year go to waste. I'm hoping for a speedy recovery, but the question is now, how much will the absence of Hayward affect the Celtics? For me, I think it will cost them a bit. His impact to begin the season was huge, his leadership and his ability to put points on the board was great. But with guys like Tatum and Brown ready to take over that role, I don't think it will be too hugely devastating for them. It may cause them to be more vulnerable, yes, but they shouldn't really drop off too much, and I believe they can still hold a high seed by the time they enter the playoffs. But those are all the guys who I think are making the most impact for the Celtics. Guys like Marcus Smart and Daniel Theis also help the team, as they add depth and are solid contributors, but the 4 guys I mentioned are the irreplaceable ones to me. With one of them gone, their success to begin this season would not nearly be as good. So are they legit? Can the Celtics go all the way? In my opinion, yes, the Celtics are the real deal. In the 7 games they've won so far, they've beaten teams like Toronto and arguable favourites for the championship in the Milwaukee Bucks. They've also dominated the worst teams like Charlotte and didn't falter versus teams like the Knicks. Losing Hayward will hurt them, but I do think they can still be a legit threat to other teams. Overall, I'm predicting the Celtics to finish 2nd or 3rd this season in the East, depending on how the 76ers go, as I still have the Milwaukee Bucks above them. But when it comes to the playoffs, do not be surprised if this team pulls off a big upset over the Bucks or 76ers. So far, the Celtics are proving they are legit, and I think they can 100% keep this up and potentially even make a run at the NBA Finals. I know it's pretty early in the season, and I'm not trying to jump to any conclusions here. I'm not trying to confirm that the Celtics will be champs or anything. But if what they've shown to us so far is truthful, this team may make an appearance in June. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, overall, I think the Celtics are true title contenders. Their dominating start to the season should not get overlooked. This is not a fluky start. With Kemba Walker, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown all playing at close to all-star caliber levels, this team should be a top 2 or 3 favourite to come out of the East at the end of the season. This team is the real deal, so if I were you, I'd be on the lookout for them this season. They may just surprise everyone come playoff time. But what do you guys think of this? How good are the Boston Celtics to you? Where do you have them finishing this season in the East? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop it a like and subscribe. But with that being said, I am out. Peace.